After reviewing these items, Madam President, I move them all for passes except item 8. And with that voting, in that item, I will be voting no, and that's a voucher program for the litigation. A little background as far as what. Oh, okay, sorry.
Okay, we need a second for the motion to approve.
Just to be clear, the motion is to move all of them, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, second.
Okay, now, Mr. Bosa.
Thank you, Madam President. As far as the item number, the litigation voucher program, it's been about a year since I addressed this board as a parent about why kids are leaving our Southwestern City School District. I think we had like 20 kids leaving using vouchers. After being here 8 months, I can see some of the things that parents are worried about. I myself, as a parent, have a 6 or 15-year-old daughter in this district, and I find many concerning things that parents are concerned about along with me. We have boys going to girls' restrooms. We hide things from parents in the sake of protecting kids. We treat students differently because of the color of their skin in the name of equity. We push gender identity rather than own our kids. We have kids acting like cats and dogs in our school district. All of these are under the Title IX, and I just think a lot of it's nonsense. And I know it's Title IX and everything, but we got to start standing up to this. I know the only one of this board members up here is me with a daughter in this school, and I don't want some boy going in the bathroom with my daughter. I know there's a lot of other parents I talk to feel the same way about this. I think, like I said, I think it's a lot of nonsense, and I can see why parents are worried about our schools, you know. And who are we to tell parents what's best for their kids, to be honest? I mean, if they think their kids are going to do better in another school, I'm all for whatever is best for any kid out there. So I would like to see us fix our schools, and I know that's an uphill battle, get rid of some of this, like parents are leaving our school district, but I think it's a battle worth having. So that's one of the reasons I'm not going to be voting for that. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Other comments?
Yeah, I guess I'll address that. I mean, I'm very aware of this lawsuit, and I don't think it necessarily goes to anything that Mr. Bosa just said. The purpose of this lawsuit is to make sure that public dollars in our community go to public schools. And I have no problem with an individual parent making the decision to send their child to a private school or a parochial school if that's what they decide, or even homeschool if that's a choice they want. But public tax dollars should not be funding private institutions. They should be funding public schools. That's why we pay taxes to our local school district, is to fund our local schools. And so this lawsuit's aim is to make sure that our schools are properly funded in the most equitable and adequate way possible. And for well longer than I've been paying attention to education policy, Ohio has had an unconstitutional school funding formula that has really not addressed the root problem that we have in our communities, which is that people don't feel like they need to necessarily pay as much property taxes as they do to fund our schools. But the entire state has that problem. And so when you look at this lawsuit, it's really about making sure that school districts are treated fairly and that people are getting the adequate funding that they need, especially for districts like ours that have a very diverse population. Some of the, I want to use my words carefully here, some of the culture war issues that I think were addressed have nothing to do with this lawsuit. And those are policy decisions that can be made by this board, the state of Ohio, the State Board of Education, the state legislature, the federal legislature, but not necessarily have anything to do with the lawsuit against, or the lawsuit involving the Ohio Equity Coalition. And so that's why I will proudly support this, because I believe that all public funds should go to public, or all public school funds should go to public schools, and we should be subsidizing for-profit charters or other non-public schools.
Other comments?
I do. I have a question. Do we know how many years have we been paying this $40,000+ into this fund? And are they getting anywhere, or do we just continually pay $40,000+ every year and nothing is moving forward? Do we know how long?
It's only been a couple of years for this amount of before that was 50 cents per child. So it's 50 cents per child. When the voucher program came in, it was, I believe this is the second. So it's 50 cents before, now it's $30.
So just an additional comment, I'm gonna be voting no on it, just simply because I don't, especially with all the bills that we know that are up to be voted on, including the backpack bill, like voters in the state of Ohio are looking to people to use their tax dollars to fund their child's education the way they see fit. So to me, it seems as though the district is continually throwing money into a black hole. I can imagine that $42,516 could go much further if we put it towards actually helping our students. Just paying for a lawsuit, it's not going anywhere. So
Madam President.
yes,
And but I mean, I support as far as the funding in the first part of that. It's just the litigation against parents taking their kids other places to run the kids. I'm all for having attorneys get the money we need in every school district. So I just don't want that to get confused. Thank you.
Further, roll call.
Mr. Bosso,
Yes to everything but the one item. Thank you.
Mr. Caldwell,
Yes.
Ms. Martindale,
yes to everything except for agenda item 8.
Mr. Schreiner. Yes. Ms. Johnson.
Yes. Moving now to